Good Sunday morning to you, friends. Hope you had a great weekend. Man, back to work tomorrow. It sucks. But hey, tomorrow, national championship game, something to look forward to on a Monday. Got a lot of stuff to get over to, a lot of news to get over. Then we'll go over some of these basketball things that have happened the last few days. Before we start, hit that subscribe button down there so you don't miss anything. Let's get to it. Like I said, we got a lot of news. We're going back Wednesday. Going back to Wednesday here. This news, I write it down as I see it. So may have football items and then basketball right after it, and then back to football. So it's not in any kind of order. First of all, man, this kind of shocked the heck out of me. Ole Miss running back Quinshon Judkins enters the transfer portal. A lot of people are saying, and I kind of agree with it, may have some kind of NIL deal somewhere else. Kind of sucks, though, because I was looking to see what Ole Miss was going to do next year, but I don't know. He decides he's going to leave. Montana, South Dakota State playing for the FCS championship game later today, 1 p.m. Central, I believe. Kind of some sad news. Legendary FCS football coach Dan Reed passed away at 90. Played at Sacramento State back in the 50s. Coached at Portland State, Oregon, Oregon Tech, and Montana. Won the FCS championship for Montana in 1995. Won championships in the Evergreen Conference, Western Football Conference, 2 in the Big Sky Conference, which I think Montana still is in the Big Sky Conference. 155, 126, and 1 record. No doubt they'll probably be playing for him. Legendary coach there in Montana. Man, rest in peace, coach. Prayers to your family and friends and former players. He'll be in their hearts today, that's for sure. Providence Star forward Bryce Hopkins out for the season. Tore his ACL the other night against Seton Hall. So he's done for the season, unfortunately. Bama cornerbacks Kool-Aid McKinsley and Terrion Arnold declaring for the draft. They join linebackers Chris Brazewill and Dallas Turner and offensive tackle J.C. Latham. They're all going to the draft too. ESPN's overall number 1 recruit from 2023, quarterback Malachi, how you say his last name? Nelson? Couldn't read my writing. Went to USC. He's transferring to Boise State now. He's leaving USC, going to Boise State. NCAA has granted Oklahoma State quarterback Alan Bowman extra year of eligibility. That means if all the starters come back for Oklahoma State, they're going to have 11 starters back on offense next year. Could be looking pretty good, but we know how it goes. The transfer portal and all that kind of stuff. They may not all come back, but we'll see. Former Kansas State quarterback Will Howard, he's going to transfer to Ohio State. He's going to go up there to Big Ten. Maryland quarterback Talua, I can never say his name right. Talua Togavalaya, maybe I did it, I don't know. He enters transfer portal. He's leaving Maryland. He wants to go somewhere else. Auburn, they have fired their offensive coordinator Philip Montgomery. That is 7 offensive coordinators they have had in 10 years. They got to get stuff straightened out there. I don't know what they're going to do. Hey, LSU head coach Brian Kelly. Finally, LSU fans are happy. I know my wife is very happy. Me being a secondary LSU fan, I'm happy. He fires defensive coordinator Matt House, safety coach Kerry Cooks, cornerbacks coach Robert Steeples, and defensive line coach Jimmy Lindsey. Now, he has already replaced the defensive coordinator. He got Blake Baker from Missouri. Baker was actually at LSU a few years ago. I think he was a linebackers coach, if I remember right. He will be, here we go, highest paid assistant coach in the nation. 3 years, $2.5 million a year. So, Brian Kelly putting a lot of confidence and hope into Baker there. Man, I hate when your fingers are cold. You can't get stuff apart. Ohio State sack leader, defensive end Jack Sawyer, says he will return to the Buckeyes next season. Good news for them. Quarterback Caden Salter. He jumped into the transfer portal after Liberty got blown out by Oregon. Jumped back out, says he's going to stay at Liberty now. Bama running back Rydell Williams. He enters the transfer portal. Tulane, they pick up transfer quarterback Ty Thompson from Oregon. So Tulane looks like they're trying to rebuild to have another great season. They'll be, the third or fourth in a row. Oregon running back Dante Dow transfers to Nebraska. Texas tight end J.T. Sanders, he declares for the draft, as does LSU wide receiver Malik Nabers. Gonna miss Nabers, man. He was a great player. Watching him, stuff he did on the field was amazing. Some horrible news here. Texas Tech basketball player Pop Isaacs, he has been accused in a civil lawsuit of sexually assaulting a minor during the team's trip to Bahamas, where they played in the Battle for Atlantis tournament back in November. Lawsuit filed by the 17-year-old girl's parents alleges a Texas Tech booster bought alcoholic drinks for Isaacs and a teammate. Allegedly, Isaacs went to another room with a 17-year-old girl and allegedly sexually assaulted her. He still remains in school and on the team. He scored 21 points against Texas yesterday. Man, if this is true, this freaking horrible. I don't understand people sometimes the things they do. We see it on the news every day, all the crap that goes on in the world. And now this guy, if he did this stuff, we still got to wait to see. Freaking horrible, man. Pretty much trying to throw your life away at a young age. I don't get it. Just don't get it. Okay, so like I said, we did a show earlier in the week, day after New Year's. So we're going back to Wednesday here now, all right? So basketball Wednesday. Miami beat number 16 Clemson, 95-82. Not a good week for Clemson, as we'll see here coming up. Clemson actually led by 6 at the half. Miami's packed, 25 points, 5 rebounds. O'Meara and Cleveland, 23 points apiece. Seton Hall beat number 23 Providence, 61-57. Seton Hall's Davis, 17 points, followed by Richmond, who had 16 points. 9-6 Winthrop, they beat 12-3 Longwood, 68-60. Longwood actually led by 5 points at the half in this one. Talford, Harrison, and Johnson all had 15 points for Winthrop. George Mason, they moved to 12-2. They beat LaSalle 77-62. LaSalle actually led by 6 at halftime. Virginia, they moved to 11-3. They beat Louisville 77-53. Virginia shot 52% from the field in that one. Indiana State, they moved to 12-2. They beat Evansville 87-73. Swoop and Kent from Indiana State, 18 points each in that game. High Point, they moved to 12-4. They beat Radford 85-71. Miles for High Point had 23 points in that one. Ohio State, they moved to 12-2. They beat Rutgers 76-72. Thornton for Ohio State, 24 points. Battle, 22 points. He hit 6 3-pointers in that one. La Tech, they're 10-5. They beat Dallas Christian 96-55. La Tech's Bacha, 22 points. Dayton, they went to 11-2. They beat Davidson 72-59. Dayton's Holmes the second, 18 points, 4 rebounds. He hit 8 of his 12 free throws. 7-7 Fordham beat 11-3 George Washington, 119-113 in overtime, 3 overtimes. Fordham's Meter, 24 points. 2 others had 22 points in that game for Fordham. UMass, they're 10-3. They beat Duquesne 80-61. UMass shot 53% from the field in that one. Rhode Island, who's 7-7, beat 10-4 St. Joseph's, 78-74. St. Joseph's actually led by 6 at halftime. 12-2 Western Carolina beat Citadel 80-71. Western Carolina's Jackson, 24 points, 5 rebounds. He hit 6 3-pointers in that game. Nice game for him. UNC Greensboro, 10-4, beat Furman by 11. That was a 4-point game at halftime. 12-2 Samford beat Chattanooga, 89-74. That was a 3-point game at halftime. 10-4 Villanova beat Xavier, 66-65. 10-3, North Carolina State beat Notre Dame 54-52. Not a good week for Notre Dame basketball either. Burns Jr. for NC State, he had 13 points, including the game-winning shot. 10-3, Tulane beat Rice 84-59. 12-2, Nebraska beat 10-4 Indiana 86-70. Tominaga, I can never say his name right. Tominaga for Nebraska, 28 points. Nebraska 46% from the field, 15 steals. They scored 27 points off turnovers in this one. For Indiana, Ware, 20 points, 10 rebounds. They shot 47% from the field. 10-3, St. Bonaventure beat VCU 89-78. 11-5, St. Thomas, Minnesota beat Idaho 75-67. That was actually a 2-point game at halftime. 10-4, Weber State beat South Dakota State 75-73. 12-2, San Diego State beat Fresno State 74-47. Fresno State only 35% from the field, only 33% from the free throw line. Looks like they got some stuff to work on before as the season goes on. All right, Thursday basketball. Number 10, Arizona beat 11-3 Colorado 97-50. Larson for Arizona, 18.7 rebounds. Love had 16 points, 3 rebounds. Wildcats shot 56% from the field and 55% from three-point land. Colorado's Ruffin scored 11 points, came off the bench to do that. Simpson behind him, 10.7 rebounds. Colorado only shot 36% from the field. Number 15, Memphis beat Tulsa 78-75. Jones and Tomlin from Memphis, 17 points each. 3 others have double-digit points for the Tigers. Number 19, James Madison beat Louisiana 68-61. James Madison's Edwards, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. They only shot 41% from the field, but they still won. Number 24, Gonzaga beat Pepperdine 86-60. Gonzaga's Ike, 20.7 rebounds. Hickman hit 4 3-pointers for Gonzaga. Charleston beat Hofstra 73-61. Michigan State, they've turned things around a little bit. They're 9-5 after beating Penn State 92-61. 8-7, Northern Kentucky beat 10-5 Youngstown State 79-76. Warwick for Northern Kentucky, 29 points in that one. 7-8, Wright State beat 10-6 Cleveland State 82-70. Morehead State 11-4 beat Tennessee Tech 82-57. Thomas for Morehead State, 19 points, 5 3-pointers in that one. Appalachian State 11-3 beat South Alabama 91-84 in 2 overtimes. Spillers for Appalachian State, 23 points, 9 rebounds. 4 other Mountaineers had double-digit points in that game. 10-4, Tarleton State beat UT Arlington 78-76. Not a good week for UT Arlington because they lost to Texas on Monday. 13-1, Grand Canyon beat Southern Utah 96-75. Grant Foster for Grand Canyon, 27 points. 11-3, Oregon beat Washington 76-74. Huskies actually led by 6 at halftime in that one. Minnesota, they moved to 11-3. They beat Michigan 73-71. Michigan actually led by 4 at halftime. What's happened to Michigan basketball? They're way off. They really are. 12-4, San Francisco beat Pacific 92-88 in overtime. San Francisco's Mogba, 30 points, 18 rebounds, 10 for 10 from the free throw line. Hell of a game for him. 10-5, Long Beach State beat Cal Poly 89-82. 10-5, UC Irvine beat Cal State Fullerton 75-67. 10-4, Washington State beat Oregon State 65-58. 9-5, Arizona State beat 11-3 Utah 82-70. Arizona State's Perez, 26 points, 4 3-pointers. Collins, 19.7 rebounds. Not a good week for Utah either, as we'll see coming up. 10-6, Santa Clara beat Loyola Marymount 68-57. 10-6, St. Mary's beat 10-6 San Diego 81-70. St. Mary's Mahoney, 25 points. He hit 4 3-pointers in that one. Moving on to Friday basketball, had a really good one. Number 1, Purdue beats number 9, Illinois, 83-78. Purdue's Kaufman Reed, 23 points. Jones behind him, 17 points. Domask for Illinois, 26 points, 9 for 10 from the free throw line. And Guerrero, 18 points, 10 rebounds. Purdue, they shot 45% from the field. Illinois shot 43%. Purdue, 47% from the three-point land. Illinois, 42% from three-point land. 80% free throw shooting from Purdue. 86% free throw shooting from Illinois. Purdue had 25 defensive rebounds, scored 12 points off of turnovers. Illinois, 19 fouls. Both teams, 34 points in the paint. Illinois, Purdue. Looking pretty good. Number 4, UConn beat 10-5 Butler, 88-81. Caravan for UConn, 20 points, 5 rebounds, hit 4 3-pointers. Newton behind him with 17 points. UConn shot 55% from the field. Davis for Butler, 22 points, followed by Brooks, 19 points. Butler shot 47% from the field. Quinnipiac, they're 10-4. They beat Rider, 88-84. Rider led by 11 points at halftime. 10-4 Akron beat 10-4 Bowling Green, 83-67. 10-4 Boise State beat San Jose State, 78-69. Boise State Stanley, 30 points, 11 rebounds, 8 for 10 from the free throw line. Hell of a game for him. San Jose State led by 7 at the half. Amy Jr., 30 points, 6 rebounds, hit 5 3-pointers for San Jose State. Yesterday, boy, you have to have your TV, your tablet, your phone, maybe even your laptop. There are so many damn good games on, a lot of them at the same time. I watched several games yesterday and kept flipping over to the other games. Just had a remote in hand all day yesterday. I mean, it was crazy. One of the good ones I watched, number 2, Kansas beat 11-3 TCU, 83-81. Kansas Dickens, 30 points, 11 rebounds. Adam Jr., 18 points, 10 rebounds. Kansas shot 53% from the field. Kansas starters combined for 74 of the 83 points they scored. Their starters were on fire. TCU's Tennyson, 24 points, 6 for 8 from the three-point land. Miller, 20 points, 5 rebounds. TCU shot 46% from the field. Kansas out-rebounded TCU 40-28. TCU had 22 points total off of turnovers. Great game start to finish. It was one of those games where it seemed like, the old cliche, whoever has the ball last is going to score. It's exactly what it was. Controversial flop there towards the end. They ruled it. I think if I remember right, they ruled it a flagrant foul. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a flop. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, hell of a good game though. Really was. Number 3, Houston beat West Virginia 89-55. Cryer for Houston, 20 points. Dunn came off the bench, 14 points. Cougars 14-0. Another good one, number 5. The hype last few days. Hell yeah, it's going to be a good one. Yeah. Number 5, Tennessee beat number 22, Ole Miss, 90-64. AD for Tennessee, 24 points, 10 rebounds. Ziegler, 17 points, 10 rebounds, 47% from the field. Tennessee out-rebounded Ole Miss, 47-24. Breakfield for Ole Miss, 22 points. Ole Miss shot 43% from the field. Both teams scored 16 points off of turnovers. Tennessee is 9-1 in the last 10 games versus Ole Miss. Number 16, Kentucky beat Florida 87-85. Got one of those dumbass messages popping up at the top of my screen. Florida was up by 8 halftime. Reeves for Kentucky, 19 points. Wagner and Shepard, 14 points each. Wildcats shot 46% from the field. For Florida, both Clayton Jr. and Pullen, 23 points. Florida shot 43% from the field. They did commit more fouls than Kentucky. That 2-point game was probably the deciding factor right there, all the fouls. 10-5 Seton Hall beat number 7 Marquette, 78-75. Dawes for Seton Hall, 23 points, 4 for 5 from three-point land. Richmond behind him, 21 points. Seton Hall shot 53% from the field, 88% from the free throw line. Marquette, let's see if I can say his name. Iguodala, 22 points, 8 rebounds. Joplin, 15 points. Marquette, 43% from the field, only 69% from free throw line. Seton Hall went on a 10-0 run with 2:25 left to play. Marquette came back, scored 9 points, then turned the ball over with 4 seconds left and down 1 point. So that late turnover, yeah, it's probably what cost them the game right there. Like I said, not a good week for Clemson because they lost to North Carolina yesterday, 65-55. Game was actually tied 34 at halftime, but then Tar Heels really turned it on in the second half. Baycott for Carolina, 14 points, 16 rebounds. Davis, 14 points, 4 rebounds. North Carolina shot 42% from the field, 35% from three-point land. Only 58% from the free throw line, though. Hunter for Clemson, 17 points. Schifflin, 16 points, 11 rebounds. Clemson, 36% from the field. 1 for 18 when they shot three-pointers. 75% from the free throw line, so I guess it wasn't all bad for Clemson. Number 10, Arizona beat 11-4 Utah. Like I said, not a good week for Utah. They beat them 92-73. Love for Arizona, 23 points, 6 rebounds. Johnson, 20 points, 5 rebounds. Arizona shot 60% from the field, 56% from three-point land, 67% from the free throw line. Madsen for Utah, 18 points. Utah shot 41% from the field. Utah did hit 10 three-pointers, though. Arizona, 50 points were in the paint. Pretty impressive. Number 11, Oklahoma beating 11-3 Iowa State, 71-63. OU, 47% from the field. They were 40% from three-point land. 12-2 Cincinnati beat number 12 BYU 71-60 in Provo. BYU led by 7 points at halftime. Lakin for Cincy, 17 points, 7 rebounds. Bondogo and James came off the bench, 12 points. Cincinnati shot 43% from the field. Nell for BYU, 27 points, 4 rebounds. BYU shot 33% from the field. Man. 28% from three-point land, only 50% from the free throw line. They have more fouls and less rebounds than Cincinnati. Cincinnati goes in there and beats a ranked team. Utah State beat number 13 Colorado State 77-72. Utah State 14-1 now. CSU actually led at halftime by 3 or 4 points, if I remember right. Osabar for Utah State, 20 points, 14 rebounds, 8 for 8 from the free throw line. Followed by Falslev, 18 points, 6 rebounds. Utah State, 44% from the field. Shot 28% from three-point land. Colorado State Stevens, 21 points, 8 rebounds. Clifford, 18 points. Colorado State, 45% from the field, 33% from three-point land, 36% from free throws. Yeah, that probably ain't going to get it done. Notre Dame lost their second game of the week. Number 14, Duke beat them 67-59. Actually, a 2-point game at halftime, too. Another one of those games, Duke just pours it on in the second half. Mitchell for Duke, 23 points, 14 rebounds. They only shot 36% from the field. Still won. 7-7 Charlotte beat number 17, Florida Atlantic, 70-68. Charlotte's Patterson, 16 points, 4 assists. Milikic, I think that's how you say his name, 13 points, 5 rebounds. Charlotte, 45% from the field, 26% from three-point land, 92% from the free throw line. Nice for them. Davis for Florida Atlantic, 20 points, 7 for 7 from the free throw line. Boyd came off the bench, 19 points. Florida Atlantic, 43% from the field, 26% from three-point land, 85% from the free throw line. Charlotte out-rebounded Florida Atlantic. They had less turnovers also. They did commit more fouls than Florida Atlantic, but still came out of there with a good upset. Number 18, Baylor defeated Oklahoma State 75-70 in overtime. Love came off the bench for Baylor, 17 points. 8-7 Southern Miss beat number 19 James Madison, 81-71. Hart for Southern Miss, 16 points. Cabello and Crowley, 15 points each in that one. 12-2 Texas Tech went to Austin, beat number 20 Texas, 78-67. Texas, they've had a not a good week. I mean, the basketball team won Monday night against UT Arlington, but the football team lost. Then they lost to Texas Tech basketball yesterday. Probably not too happy up there in Austin right now. Texas Tech, 12-2 now. We just mentioned Isaacs, who's under that investigation, 21 points. Toussaint Washington, 15 points. Texas Tech, 53% from the field, 47% from three-point land. Not too shabby. 71% though from free throw line. Hunter for Texas, 20 points, followed by Abmes, 18 points. Texas shot 41% from the field, 33% from three-point land, and 64% from the free throw line. Texas did have more rebounds, but they have more turnovers than Texas Tech. And Texas Tech scored 23 points off of turnovers. Texas did have more fouls too. So, number 21, Wisconsin beat Nebraska 88-72. Wisconsin's Wall, 17 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Wisconsin, 55% from the field, 50% from three-point land. 11-4, Creighton beat number 23 Providence, 69-60. Creighton's Kalkbrenner, 22 points, 12 rebounds. Number 24, Gonzaga beat San Diego, 101-74. Gonzaga's Greg, 22 points, 7 rebounds, and he came off the bench to do that. And number 25, Auburn, beat Arkansas, 83-51. Auburn, 49% from the field. Arkansas only shot 31% from the field. The entire Arkansas team looks sloppy. I don't know if they're sleeping still or what, but they just not look good. A couple other games I watched yesterday. I watched LSU and Texas A&M. Great game until the second half. LSU started slowly pulling away. Then late night, I watched New Mexico, Wyoming. Wyoming was never really there. Yeah, I got close a couple times, but New Mexico just kind of kept them at bay there. Okay, so today, FCS championship game, 1 p.m. on ABC. 13-1 Montana versus 14-0 South Dakota State. Should be a really good game. Both those teams are really, really good. They have been the last few years. Should be a really, really good game. And then after that, or if you're bored with that or don't care about NFL, you got 4 p.m. ESPN, some basketball. 10-4 SMU versus number 15, 12-2 Memphis. That's the only top 25 game today. And then tomorrow night, right down the road, CFP National Championship game, Washington versus Michigan. The predictions I've seen on that game, a lot of people are split. Some say Washington has never seen a defense like Michigan. Then I've heard the others. Michigan's defense has never seen an offensive attack like Washington. I don't know. I think it's going to be a great game. At least I hope it is. After the semifinal games we had, it would be such a letdown if this game tomorrow night sucked, wouldn't it? So hopefully we'll have a really good game. Anyway, we'll be back probably with work this week. Probably be back Wednesday to sum up the national championship game and the FCS one and anything that happened in basketball. So, watch those games. They're going to be good. We'll see you back probably Wednesday. Hope you have a good Monday. Mondays suck, but anyway, we'll see you next time.